Yeah, they hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out. Yeah, how they...
ATP, what to do with your boy Clay Moraine. Shout out to the community. If you are subscribed to this channel, shout out to you guys, man. Appreciate you guys helping this movement move forward. We are growing, and I appreciate every bit of support that this channel is getting. If this is your first time tapping into the content, I am going to invite you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit your bell icons as well, so you are getting alerts when all this content is dropping. Well, this one, Bruce Shu Shu Carrington, we're going to talk about the 126-pound weight class division and what this one fighter, Bruce Shu Shu Carrington, we're just going to call him Shu Shu and just keep it simple, what he's bringing into the space right now. He may be a big piece being moved right now in the 126-pound division right now to give the 126-pound division the light that it deserves. Let's be honest, guys. When it comes to these weight classes underneath 130, 135 pounds, 130 pounds. If you're looking at the 130-pound weight class division, you're probably trying to see who's going to come up to 135, right? We're watching Tank Davis bring up a champion from 130 right now to put him in his next event in December. So that's probably how you're looking at 130 right now. Even though in its own right, it's an exciting division within its own right? But 126, 122, 118, these weight classes just aren't getting that much shine. They're not that popular here in the Western culture or right here in the West, called America, right? But this talented boxer right here, this athlete right here brings something different to the table, and he's finally putting himself in position. He's been working on himself. We're talking about last year's prospect of the year for Ring Magazine. Ring Magazine's prospect of the year. This kid has been making moves. This fighter has been making moves for a while now and gets an opportunity where all that work is getting ready to culminate into this moment right here. This perfect timing moment right now to where he's about to fight for a silver WBC title, but more importantly, his rankings, where he's at in the WBA rankings right now, he's #1 over there, and over the WBC, he's what, number 3, right? So he's right behind, no, he's number 2. He's right behind Robesi Ramirez. Well, actually, yeah, he's right behind Robesi Ramirez for the number 2 spot. But Brandon Figueroa does hold an interim WBC title in that division, so it would make sense that he'd be next up to get an opportunity to fight at a Ray Vargas to become full WBC champion. But still in the position that he's in right now, in between these two sanctioning bodies, and I think he's also, don't quote me, but I feel like he's ranked in the WBO sanctioning body as well, maybe around 2 or 3. So he's right there on the cusp of being given an opportunity to become a champion. And it's significant because, first of all, the delivery, the entertainment value is through the roof. He's giving you nonstop stops. Out of his last 7 fights, he has 5 knockouts. He's stepping up the competition, right? But on top of that, there's something else that brings a little bit of interest in the success of Shu Shu Carrington, right? And what it is a fighter by the name, if you guys don't know, he's a 2-time undisputed champion. Some people put him as a pound-for-pound best boxer in the world, 118 undisputed champion, currently 122-pound undisputed champion. Monster Inoue seems to have shown some interest in the Shu Shu business, in the Bruce Shu Shu Carrington business, right? In Shu Shu Carrington's last fight, Monster Inoue showed up to the fight. It seems as if he came in purposefully to come see Shu Shu Carrington perform. After Shu Shu Carrington ended the fight, he ended in a stoppage. Shu Shu and Monster Inoue get eye contact, and they greet each other in the traditional Japanese way of bowing to each other. And then Monster Inoue leaves the building. Why is that significant? But it would look like Monster Inoue is either a fan of Shu Shu Carrington, right? Or he's coming in to scout the scene and see this fighter that he may be considering making a move to fight. Keep in mind, Bob Arum, I'm sure, is right there available, bringing Monster Inoue into the building to see that fight. And he also manages Inoue's stateside business, right? Monster Inoue's last fight against Duheny, don't have me trying to remember this guy's name, an Irishman. He stopped him, beat him pretty convincingly. Bob Arum shows up to that fight and tells the world Monster Inoue is going to be invited to the States. and they expect to make a big fight with him next year in Vegas. They want to see him in Vegas. Now, my question is, where would Monster Inoue be going? Now, as far as the 122-pound weight class division is concerned, we don't have that many fighters here fighting in that division. If none of it really any significance. If he comes over here, he's coming over here for a big fight. And what does Bob Arum have to offer Monster Inoue here in the States? He's already a 2-weight class undisputed champion. Monster Inoue is not coming to America to defend his undisputed title. What would make more sense that Monster Inoue would probably be interested in upping the game, becoming a 3-weight class undisputed champion, attacking the weight division up from where he's at right now, 126 pounds. And who's he looking at to make the moves or put himself in position? Well, why not a Bruce Carrington? His stock value is going up. He's becoming more and more popular. Sparring with the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis and Carmelo Moten and things of that nature, getting these fighters together and ready. He's moved his whole entire camp to Las Vegas. So Shu Shu Carrington is definitely invested in his future and making all the right moves to raise his market value up enough to potentially become a fight that Monster Inoue be interested in putting together. And I'm gonna let you guys know right now, I don't know who I have in that fight. I think right now on the surface level, you want to give it to Monster Inoue because of his presence in the ring, how fundamentally sound he is, how powerful of a puncher he is, the experience he brings to the table. He does kind of overshadow Bruce Carrington's professional career, but amateur career-wise, Bruce Carrington coming into the ring with 288 plus amateur fights, fighting all over the world. He's seen it all. And when you think about Bruce Carrington, I want you guys to have your mind thinking about Vasily Lomachenko. Think about Andy Cruz, fighters who have come in, even Ismail Madrimov, fighters who've come in with that amateur background tend to find it easier to transition over into the professional space, and a lot of times are fast-tracked up because of the pedigree they bring to the table. Shu Shu's one of those fighters who brings that type of pedigree, and seeing him right now get this opportunity, it's far from bittersweet. It's all sweet, right? Because he worked hard to get here, and now he can put himself in position to either get a title shot, meaning that he has a #1 spot in the WBA rankings. And who's the WBA champion right here? Nick Ball. Nick Ball, who's a fighter who Turki Al-Sheikh has taken personal interest in helping to finance and facilitate his career to be where it needs to be. That's a super exciting fight within itself. Gives Shu Shu an opportunity to get a big paycheck as well if they were interested in bringing Nick Ball over, bringing Bruce Carrington over to Riyadh season. Keep in mind that Nick Ball just got that WBA title off of Raymond Savage Ford, right? So this falls right in line with what Turkey's been doing and what Turkey's looking to put together, right? A lot of money. And if he can get that title from Nick Ball, then he gets in front of that Saudi crowd, he gets into that international exposure. Who's going to facilitate a huge fight with a Monster Inoue and be able to pay Monster Inoue where he's looking to be paid? Of course, a Turkey. Turkey would definitely, that's right up Turkey's alley, a fight that I could see him putting together. But outside of that, he's also in position, being the #2 spot right now in the WBC rankings, right underneath Robeisy Ramirez, and who's holding interim title in that WBC ranking right now, Brandon Figueroa. So look, you can either take advantage of stepping up his game and either fighting the Brandon Figueroa or fighting for the title against a Red Vargas, or we can be looking at opportunities in the WBA. Now, I know you guys are looking at Robeisy Ramirez at #1, blah, 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 blah. Robeisy Ramirez is kind of tied up right now. He's actually looking to redeem himself and get that match that it's supposed to be Robeisy Ramirez and Rafael Espinoza too, right? Who's Rafael Espinoza, the WBO champion right now over there, who took the belt from Robeisy Ramirez. They have their own situation going, which leaves a lane open right there for Shu Shu Carrington to potentially make a fight with a Brandon Figueroa, or just leapfrogging him and going right into a fight with Ray Vargas, or fighting Nick Ball and getting an opportunity at that championship, right? But it's all based on what he does Friday night. Friday night, Shu Shu Carrington's in the ring. He's fighting, I believe his name is Suleiman Sawaga. What's my guy's name? Let me pull him up here. Let's give him his respect as well. He actually coming off of a pretty good victory himself. Let's see here. Let's see, Bruce. Yeah, Suleiman Sagawa, right? He's currently going to fight him in Madison Square Garden on Friday night. Depending on the victory he's able to pull out of that fight, puts him in position to look at an opportunity, in my opinion, early next year, 2025, first quarter of next year, no later than the second quarter. I would look to see Shu Shu Carrington in title contention to get his first sanctioned body championship fight, not for an interim title or for some, pan American title or some, nonsense, but an actual full title in either the WBA or the WBC. That puts him in contention right now in the conversations of getting into some unifying championship type fights, which I could see Bob Arum literally putting him on a path to doing, because the more belts you can get Shu Shu to get, you bring Monster Inoue into that division, he could either A, fight against Shu Shu Carrington and give us that big fight, or B, he can go get the belts that Shu Shu doesn't have, and we can give Monster Inoue and Shu Shu Carrington an opportunity, being one of the biggest fights in Shu Shu Carrington could even put together, for an undisputed title fight between him and Monster Inoue. Or, Monster could just come immediately and try to make, start off with Shu Shu Carrington on just over one title fight or unification fight. There's so many different things that can happen. I'm looking forward to see what Shu Shu does, not only in 126, but I believe he's going to make moves, probably bigger moves at 130, right? Eventually, especially after beating a Monster Inoue, that just adds a whole different element to his game, one way or the other. But you guys let me know what you think. Shu Shu Carrington right now, low key, one of those fighters you really need to look at. He's fighting at 126, but so many opportunities for him to get into this conversation. I think he's already in the conversation of fighting against Monster Inoue, and obviously becoming a great champion within himself, an undisputed champion at 126, with aspirations to become an undisputed champion again at 130. He can put himself in the conversation as pound for pound with these next couple of fights coming up. You guys let me know what you think. Shu Shu Carrington, big fight this weekend. What do you think the future holds for him? I know I said a whole lot in this video, but I'm passionate about the sport. I really am, and really, when I see a prospect like this, a contender, let me not disrespect him. When I see a contender like this, you got to wish him the best. You got to hope that everything works out for him, because as a boxing fan, he's going to give us one of the best fights that we've seen in a long time, if he's able to execute properly on this and put himself in a position to get at a Monster Inoue. That's a huge fight, guys. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments. Once again, shout out to all my supporters, all my subscribers. Really appreciate you guys. You guys will see me during the daytime, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. You see me with Blue Blood when we building over there, talking about that boxing. And also, I got my live that I also do with my co-host Ray Davis. We usually shoot that off Monday night, Tuesday night. That's usually the nights we do that. So I'm trying to stay busy in the game, not to mention these videos that I bring to you guys. So if you guys appreciate the content and you're looking to see more, subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Hit your bell icon so you're getting alerts. And until the next episode of At This Point, we out.